Hey everybody, this is Ozark Prepper 1. Happy Monday. I'm up in the brush, far away. Today, we just talk about random events. A lot of people are starting to have side effects from their medicine that they've been taking. And a lot of people, if you look at their Facebook accounts, they put the little thing on there, well, I got my back. As far as I'm going to say. But they're all proud of it. I wonder how many of them are having side effects and they're not talking about it. Out of possible embarrassment, if they do get it and they have a bad reaction, they're gonna feel a little bit of shame, and they probably believe a pile of ridicule is gonna come upon them for what they've done, because up until that point they thought they were the smart one and everybody else is crazy that refuses. And there are some that, since it didn't affect them yet, they still are in that stage of arrogance to where they believe they've got the right idea and everybody else is an idiot. But I don't know how much evidence a person needs to know that that's probably not a good idea. I know I've seen video after video over on BitChute of people showing the nasty effects of the needle, of the vial of magic potion that's supposed to cure everything. People sticking magnets to themselves. Seen video of people sticking magnets to meat in a supermarket. I believe it was a pork product. That gives a whole new meaning to having a little iron in your food. Somebody just snuck up on me. It's my friend there of 20 years. He likes to walk this road. But if you want to maintain health, switch to one ingredient foods. If you're going to eat carrots, eat carrots. Potato, eat a potato. If you're going to eat something, eat eggs. These are one ingredient foods. Don't open stuff up out of a box and mix a bunch of things together and that's all been processed and call that food. I know there's some situations we really can't avoid it. I'd say stay away from fast food altogether. And by that, stay away from these chain restaurants that are all these fat people go to all the time. Because that's why they're like that. It's another one of those situations where how much evidence do you need of what's causing the problem? I have another tailgater over there. That's a shiny coat for 20 years. if you can avoid it, don't drink cases of soda every week. If you have trouble quitting, and say you don't want to quit, every once in a while I'm notorious and I go out and rebel against my health and I'll buy a soda. And limit that to once a week if you can. If you work all week, make it your Friday treat. If you know you got a weekend coming, it makes you look forward more to your weekend. And you'll notice that if you don't take in all that sugar, which I personally believe the ones with sugar in them are safer than the diet ones. But if you are going to do that, you'll notice that your taste buds change because you're not consuming all that all the time. There's another secret spot. But after your taste buds change, you appreciate that more when you finally buy one. And you notice your wallet is a little thicker because you're not wasting your money on poison. Every once in a while, a little poison's good, but not every day of your life. You got to think about how the people lived before us. You know, way back in the 1800s, even in the 1900s. You know, my grandparents, they didn't go down to the local gas station and buy a soda every day. And you see people do that every day. They buy these 44-ounce. And I've seen people that have an armload of them, like they got one for every member of their family. And it's like, that can't be very healthy. Usually the person carrying them has 2 or 3 chins. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying that's the effects of doing that. It's good to move around. And it's good to have a clean system. Because if you don't, you make yourself prone to invaders, parasites, tapeworms in your stomach, just all kinds of illness, inflammation. You cut sugar out and you watch that inflammation go away. I used to see people, when I'd be at work, they would drag out these totes full of their trash and stuff, and there'd always be a bunch of Pepsi boxes in it, and these people would look sick. You know, they looked like they needed to go for a walk, put it that way. And a lot of these people were young. They weren't even that old. They was having health problems. They couldn't figure out what it was. And I don't blame them. I mean, we're all guilty of it. We've all been suckered through media and through advertising. Advertising is a wicked business. They do everything. They could sell a lump of coal to the devil. They've got it figured out. They use hypnosis. They use psychology. I guarantee you, the people in the advertising business are master psychologists. They understand the human mind, how to trigger, how to get a response, how to get the response they want. They already know what group of people are going to go for what product. And when you turn your television off, you take that away from them. They no longer have the ability to get inside your head. And things start to get clearer when you start seeing events happen. Your BS detector goes off. And you'll notice that if you cut sugar out of your system, you're also cutting out a big, large chunk of fluoride out of your system. When that stuff's bottled, it's probably bottled in a city. And, so you're getting the city water. And when you cut that out of your system, you go to sleep at night, you'll dream more. You start having dreams, and they'll be real clear. And then you'll start wondering, well, why wasn't I? It's almost like they put all that stuff in there on purpose to stop you from dreaming. You know, you have your dreams at night, but you also have your dreams, your conscious dreams, the things you want to do in life, the places you want to visit, the little hobbies you want to try, your own personal artistry. But if your mind is occupied by sweets and stuff in your face full of food and just unhealthy things to quench a void that's in your life, then you're never going to pursue anything else. And they know that because they view this land that we live on, they view the parks as their parks. The mountains are their mountains. The most scenic places on the earth, they view that as theirs, not for us, not for the regular people. You know, we're not classy enough for that. You know, we're just peasants walking around. The other people they view themselves as gods and the overlords of everything, and they can't have us getting in their way when they're walking with their family down a nice nature trail somewhere. You know, they want us to stay inside our homes. And when you stay inside your home, you're not socializing with anybody else. That means you're not breeding. How many people go out to meet somebody and they're breeding? You know, they're finding somebody, finding a mate, and they're making children. And they don't want you to do that. You know, and you think, how stupid are they? You know, if I was Bill Gates and I wanted to depopulate the earth, the easiest way, without causing any trouble at all, just offer people incentives to be sterilized. Say, hey, I'll give you this much cash if you go get sterilized. And then nobody has to suffer from some kind of needle or anything. And it would be a conscious decision by the person receiving it. But I would think that somebody at his level, and these other clowns, whoever they are, that they would have thought that. It would have been cheaper in the long run. It would have been pennies on the dollar to do it that way. But I think there's something else to it. I think they get off on it. I think there's a kind of a sacrificial thing going on. You know, they're going to get these people to line up for their poison, and when they croak, probably close to the same time, a bunch of them, they're going to get off on that. That's a bug landing on me. That's going to make their day when that happens, and it's part of some kind of ritual they're doing or something. Because I don't believe those people are atheists. I believe they're more on the dark side. Because if they were straight up atheists and they were some people that just cared about the climate of the earth or something, or just the pollutants of the earth, and they wanted to put a stop to it, you think they would get us to thin ourselves out in a humane way. But that's not on the table. You know, they never started going, sending their peons to schools or something and saying, hey, 18-year-olds, get fixed, get neutered and spayed, and we'll give you $2,000 each. You know, which, how many inner city dudes would jump on that, get vasectomy or something for $2,000? They'd line up for it, because then they could do what they want to do with no consequence. But the way things are going, it looks more like a big ritual, like a big culling. Sounds like somebody's mowing or something. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Ozark Prepper 1 out.